Sunshine this morning. Jenna, what's going on out there?
Good morning. So maybe this afternoon, if you sort of can hold off getting out there early this morning, then you should be just fine. But Doppler 17 radar is showing some of the wintry mix that is heading into our area right in time for the morning commute. So rush hour could be a bit tough this morning. I know a lot of schools are on break, some offices seeing different schedules this week. So hopefully that'll help with the messiness out there. But I do think it is going to be a messy Tuesday morning commute. So let's take a look right now at some of these temperatures across the board. We are pretty much at freezing, 33 degrees in Philadelphia. So it is cold as we are heading out the door. 31 degrees in Allentown. If you're in Dover, Delaware, 34 degrees, 32 degrees in Mount Holly. And in terms of snow accumulation, this is not going to be a major event for our area by any means. I think we'll see some wet snowflakes, roadways holding pretty wet for the most part. But if you're north of the city, north and west of the city here, that is where a winter weather advisory is in place. So areas north of Allentown in the Lehigh Valley could see maybe an inch plus of accumulation, a lot of that on the grassy surfaces north of the Pennsylvania Turnpike. That's where I'm thinking travel will be tricky. So we'll be keeping an eye on this throughout the morning and bringing you any of those updates. But for now, I'll send it over to Lindsay. How are we looking outside right now?
As you said, Jenna, it might get a little bit ugly out there a bit later, but
as we speak, so later this morning, the morning commute, I think really around 7 a.m. could get a bit dicey out there. Not expecting a major event from this system for us. Really, it will be very minimal in terms of any accumulation, but Doppler 17 radar again is showing as it is moving in from our western counties. So let's talk about those current conditions. About 35 degrees in Philadelphia. So yes, it is cold as we are heading out the door. And Futurecast right now is showing as some of this wintry mix moves in, it's areas north and west of the city that you have to be careful. So I'm talking about the Poconos. They have the potential to see accumulation between 1 to 3 inches. But here around Philadelphia, again, it's really going to be some wet snowflakes, wet roadways, even in Allentown, maybe that accumulation on grassy surfaces, but this is not, again, going to be a major event for our area. So 7:30 this morning, as people are heading out the door, you can see most of this mix is in our region. That continues through the morning commute. So the timing of this is not ideal because even though it's not a major event, it is happening when a lot of people are trying to get out onto the roadways. Luckily, a lot of the schools, of course, are now on holiday break, so it should not impact a school commute. But if you're still heading into the office, heading into work this morning, you want to take your time and be careful out there. Around 9:30 this morning, you'll still see some of that snow north of Philadelphia, turning into rain here in southern Delaware, as well as down the shore into Jersey. Right around lunchtime, this all moves out. So it's really a late morning, mid-morning to late morning event here. But as we head out through the rest of our afternoon, even this evening, right around 5 o'clock, we are in the clear here in Philadelphia. And waking up on Christmas Eve morning, we are also in the clear. So let's talk about Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. Actually going to be feeling pretty mild out there. We'll see a nice mix of sunshine and clouds. Sunshine sort of ruling our Christmas Eve morning, high of 48 degrees. It does get a bit cold Christmas Eve night, 31. And Christmas right now is coming in with a high of 46 degrees. The potential to maybe see a shower before 1 o'clock on Christmas morning. But other than that, it'll pretty much just be a cloudy day for Christmas. 7-day forecasting. All of the snow in my neighborhood is no longer out there, but maybe if you saw some of those higher amounts, you've still got a couple piles. Well, this morning, what we're seeing on Doppler 17 radar is not going to add to that by any means. I know this looks intimidating. It looks like we've got a lot of snow here coming into the region, but this is going to be a very minor event for Philadelphia and some of the surrounding suburbs. Now, if you want to see some of this accumulation from this system, you've got to go way north of the city, talking the Lehigh Valley, maybe into the Poconos. They might see about 1 to 3 inches, but for us here, we're going to keep it pretty quiet. Just some wet flakes here and there flying through during the morning commute. Let's talk about our temperatures. We are right around freezing this morning. Philadelphia coming in at 33 degrees, the low 30s in Allentown, Doylestown, and Pottstown. 33 degrees as well down the shore, 34 in Dover. So yes, it is cold as you are heading out the door. Make sure you've got your winter gear with you. As far as the potential snow, again, a very minor event for our area here in Philadelphia, but north and west, maybe about an inch or more. Most of that accumulating on grassy surfaces, but tricky travel for the morning commute. So please take your time if you're heading out. Alyssa, over to you.
Now, something that's not a surprise to those of us who live here, but Philly is the best place to visit. Is this real?
Yes, this is what we're hearing. So according to the Wall Street Journal, they rank cities based on cultural experiences.
Into Tulsa, so
I don't
I
know
put Tulsa on my list because my sister lives in Northwest Arkansas, so it's close by. So she's like, we have to go to Tulsa. Like, people are talking about Tulsa. And I'm like, really?
Yeah.
I'm down to give it a chance. I love an underdog city, but that just made me realize I have no idea of the geography of that part of the country, because when you said that, I thought, what?
Arkansas, Oklahoma.
Right there.
I only know that because
where I check out.
Yeah, it's cool for us though. I mean, to have so many big events fall in the same year. I don't know if they planned that way, but it's going to bring so many
magic.
people.
It's going to be overwhelming. And then I think like the Michelin star hype from the
yes.
food scene,
Sure.
it all really just helps.
The stars are aligning in Philly.
Comes together. I love it. Us and Tulsa. Love us both. All right.
Yeah, right.
This is something I was a little bit sad to hear, but it's the final chance to catch a very special Philly holiday tradition for a little while.
Yeah, for a while. The final Wanamaker Christmas light show is to going.
It'll be interesting to see, though, you know, how the building transforms,
Yes.
and I'm sure there's going to be so much emphasis on preserving all of the historic elements,
Yes.
and so I really hope it's in good hands. I'm sure it is.
I went a couple weeks ago, but I was there at like the last light show was 6:30 or something, and I was there at like 6:45, and I was like, because I thought it was open till 8, so I wasn't even rushing. But oh well, maybe in a couple years.
Coming back,
Yeah.
but I know that this year it was so hard to get tickets. I saw a lot of people on social media being like, does anybody have tickets? Because obviously it is such a tradition,
hot
and
commodity.
people were trying to see it. So
Right. I mean, I'll tell you, I waited like around the block, so it was kind of wild. But honestly, it's fun with people you love, and you
it's
know,
worth it.
makes it worth it for sure.
Part of the experience for sure.
absolutely.
A lot of eyes on weather, of course, and today was kind of a weird start to the day. The drive was fine for us, so I'm hoping that was the case for most people at home too.
yeah, it was messy out. Radar as this winter weather is really making its way out the door. So what happened here? It started pretty early this morning, and temperatures were right around freezing. So even though there wasn't much of accumulation, there was enough that it made slick conditions for the morning commute. So if you are heading out, I would expect to maybe see a slower drive well into the afternoon. Please be careful. I know it's Christmas Eve and we've got lots to do. But take your time. Right now in Philly, it's 35 degrees. Allentown right at freezing. That winter weather advisory. If you're looking for the snow, it's the Lehigh Valley, north of the Pennsylvania Turnpike, maybe the Poconos 1 to 3 inches. But otherwise here, it's just that light accumulation that we really won't see much of. So that morning commute, again, be careful. Wintry mix. But as you're heading home, all of this is out of the way, not warming up much, about 39 degrees with partly cloudy conditions.